Welcome back to the Hypervision Podcast. I'm your host, Drew. Forgot my name for a second. Co-host, how we doing today, Noah?
We are good. We're doing good, man. We're here.
We are here. And you know what else is here? The World Cup.
The
Kind of.
World Cup. The
Right now
Soccer
it's not.
Lombardi.
But by the time this is out, it's up. It's open. It's on. The World Cup has started. The U.S. is playing the same day this goes up, I think. Pretty sure. Yes.
So, perfect timing.
Yeah. I think I've told Noah already. I gave him the background of what topics to keep me off of so I don't rant for too long. I will do my best to not rant while we're here. But if you plan on listening to this, you already know what it is, so you know what's going to happen. So maybe I will rant. But I'm going to try to give a little overview, introduction to the World Cup. Yeah, see if we can get hyped. Give a little bit of an in-depth thing about the players that one could like steal the tournament. I think Then there's the stars. Obviously, we'll talk about them. Whatever, they're boring. That's what you expect. Then the relevant teams, and this is where once I list off all my relevant teams and talk about them within 1 week from now, I'll look stupid probably. But hey, that happens. Some good matches, and then some possible scenarios that everyone might want to see.
And I'm going to try and I have my screen here too. So if you see me look this way, I'm looking at the screen here. I'm going to try and give my best analysis as well as a new soccer fan. But I'm actually pumped. I'm pumped to watch the World Cup. And yeah, sports.
So World Cup. This is the first time it's been in this. Not the first time, maybe, but like normally it's in the summer. This one's in the winter because it's in Qatar, and if you play in the summer in Qatar, more people will die.
Ooh,
it's sorry. Can't. They need to get one shot at them at least. This is probably the most like corrupt tournament of all time. But hey,
yeah,
it happens.
I want to watch you. I want to watch the documentary that came out on Netflix.
It's gonna be the document that comes out after it too. Is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, the soccer is gonna be good.
Soccer will be good. Soccer will be played.
It will be. Hopefully, maybe we'll see.
It's true.
Okay. First, we'll talk about the favorites and everything. This is what the world predicts. These are the Vegas insider odds. Brazil is the favorite at plus 400. Mm-hmm. Then it goes Argentina, France, England, and Spain to round out the top five. And it still weirds me out, even seeing because I've seen Spain's team. I don't think they're even. I would say they're nowhere near a top five.
Whoa!
But they left out some big names. Their number one striker is known to not be a good goal scorer or consistent, and you need consistency in a tournament this small, like time frame wise.
Yeah,
I don't know. That one's weird to me. Spain's team is threw me off this year. Unless their coach is a professional, he's a top manager. And I don't know. I'm me.
It's fine.
I lost my train of thought. Okay. Anyway, back to that. Germany, who, as you guys, if you heard Jake talk about, they're sixth in the odds. That's Jake's team to win it. And then Netherlands, which is another big team that doesn't impress me looking at their squad. Portugal, the team of Cristiano Ronaldo, which is probably a big reason of why a lot of you guys will even care about the World Cup. Belgium, Denmark, Croatia, Uruguay, Serbia, Switzerland, Senegal, then Mexico, then the U.S. So we are pretty low in the odds.
Portugal should be interesting, right? I guess we can kind of talk about that later, but this whole Ronaldo situation is very, very interesting. I mean, I don't think we have to spend a ton. I don't think we have to spend a ton of time on it, but basically, it's just it's very interesting. It's happening right before the World Cup. And who was the player? So was it Fuentes? I want to say no. I don't know if you saw the clip. He was in the locker room.
Oh, Fernandez.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
That's
Fernandez.
his Manchester United teammate. Yeah, and they're both Portuguese.
Yes. Okay, so that was interesting. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward
encounter there.
Yeah. So for the people that don't know, Ronaldo hasn't been playing that much this season. He's like 37, 38 years old. He doesn't really fit the plans that their new manager wants. And when he has played, he hasn't really looked too sharp. At the same time, 37, 38 years old, it's going to get tougher to compete at that same level. And I think people are mostly expecting Ronaldo's going to score 40, 70 goals every season. But it's not going to do that anymore. Yeah. And he recently lashed out in the media, had a whole 90-minute interview. The whole thing's not out yet, but by the time this is out, the interview will be out. So there might be more on it. But only like a few minutes of the whole interview I've released and all this stuff. And he's just lashing out, saying like he's being forced out of the team, even though he wanted to leave in the summer himself. But he's saying like the team, like Manchester United, the team he came back to, which is where he pretty much not started his career, but made his career.
Yeah.
That it's not up to standard. They don't care about anything. They're just a marketing team. And also today, Ronaldo released a new advertisement for an NFT he's a part of. At the same time, he's also calling out Manchester United for being too marketing and whatever.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's always going to be chaos. It's been his whole career. Ronaldo's always had that following him. He's always had the bad media look. But now more than ever, I think, probably. So yeah. It'd be interesting to see how that plays into how he plays in the World Cup and how it affects the team. And maybe affects anyone else that he may have called out, if he called out like certain people in the interview that are also playing in the World Cup. But we'll see. I think it'll be fine. Personally, I think the media is going to hit him real hard if anything goes wrong.
Yeah.
Which is normal. It always happens.
But I mean,
every year.
like you said, Portugal doesn't really have a chance. So
I think they do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
Who's in their group?
So their group is, they have Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. I've said it before. Of all the groups, the only one where I can pick who's going to get first place is Group G, which is Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon. That's the only one where
that seems lopsided, no?
Yes, definitely. There are some dark horse teams in there, but I don't think they're at the level where they could like pull off an upset on Brazil. I just think that whoever gets second in that group has a chance to make some noise in the knockout stage.
Uruguay, didn't they have Suarez?
Still do, yeah.
They still do. Is he still relevant or no?
Not really, but I've heard reports that he is going to start. But the fun part about this group, so Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, Korea, there's some rematches in here. The first one, last year's round of 16 was Portugal, Uruguay. Not last year's, but 2018 World Cup, Portugal played Uruguay. And Uruguay won 2-1, I believe. Maybe 2-0, something like that. So round of 16, Ronaldo was knocked out by this team. And now they get to face in the group stage for some little revenge, which I think is going to be good. Because those are two very, very attack-heavy teams. And never know how it could go. But the one I'm really, really looking forward to. There's also the matchup, if Portugal plays when Portugal plays South Korea, you get Ronaldo versus Son. And people like to call him Sonaldo. So you get the two Arnaldos against each other. But anyway, the one I'm really looking forward to, Ghana, Uruguay. In the 2010 World Cup, in the knockout stages, Ghana and Uruguay played each other. I think this was the quarterfinals, I believe. But it was a tie game. And late in the game, Ghana is pressing all over them on their goal. And I think it was off of a corner kick, maybe something like that. Ball rolls back post. Goalkeeper is out of position. Striker on Ghana shoots it. Suarez is standing on the goal line, puts his hands up, blocks it. which is obviously a giant handball.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't score. Ref calls a PK, gives Suarez a red card, and it was like it was going to go in. Like Gano's going to take the lead and win the game probably, but Suarez blocks it, gets a handball, red card sent off. Get the PK. Gano misses the PK, and the game goes into a PK shootout later in the game, and Uruguay wins on the PK shootout.
Of course,
people call it. A lot of people call it the biggest robbery in the sport. It depends on how you look at it. Like, yeah, he did break the rules, but he also did get a red card, and he did what anyone else would do in that situation, I think. When your World Cup is on the line and you're a game away from going to a semifinal, I'm putting my hands in front of that. I'm stopping it. I'm not letting them score.
Yeah.
You're still getting sent off. You have one less player the rest of the game, and they have a PK, which is a 12-yard spot kick, one-on-one with the keeper. Odds are in their favor after that, no matter what.
Yep.
But that's revenge, and I think there are I don't know how many players from Ghana are still on this team from 2010, but Suarez will be there. So I think someone's going to put in a little hefty challenge on him. And that'll be good, though.
All right, well, where do you want to start? You want to go through all the groups and kind of...
We can do that. We can start with
Group A.
Yeah, Group A. We got Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands.
So explain to me how this works. So basically, you play everyone in your group, and then once,
yeah.
And then
top two go through.
Top two go through, and then
it'll be the top of group. So A1 will play B2, and then B1 will play A2. C1 plays D2, D1 plays C2, and so on.
Okay. So top two. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, and the one will play the 2 seed of the next group.
Got it. So, out of Group A, I mean, what do we got? Netherlands and Senegal?
See, this is so tough to pick because I thought Sadio Mane is Senegal star player. Senegal just won the African Cup of Nations. Mane was like third in the Ballon d'Or, maybe second. I forget if it was second or third. Moved to Bayern Munich after being at Liverpool and scoring all these crazy amount of goals. Had a good start to this season. And then the very last game before the World Cup started, and the day Senegal announced their squad, Mane got hurt. And it was supposed to be that he's out for the entire World Cup. But I saw today he's just supposed to miss like the first games. And that's as specific as it was, which means like maybe the first 2 and then maybe like the group stage entirely. So if they make it out of the group stage, they'd have Mane. But Senegal has like a very, very good defense. They have one of the best center backs in the world, and they have a very good goalkeeper. So defensively, they'll be tough to break down, I think. But they don't have a ton in other places. Ecuador, I think, is just a team that everyone's going to look at and go, I don't really know any players on their team. Bottom of the group. And I think if the other teams do that, Ecuador makes a real nice run because I don't remember if they were in 2018 anymore, but in 2014 they were in it, and they had the same striker. That there's like Enter Valencia, who was he went off in that World Cup, did very well, and he's on the squad this year. But they were another team that everyone was just like, it's Ecuador. I don't know their players. They're not going to do much. So I would say watch out for them. Qatar, I don't really rate their team that much. I don't know any of their players, but somehow every single time the host nation pulls off some crazy magic.
Ooh.
Russia made a real big run last time. And Qatar doesn't have the hardest group. Like Netherlands should on paper be they're the highest ranked team in their group. They should get 1. But they have underperformed a lot. Didn't even qualify for the 2018 World Cup. They have arguably the best center back in the world with Virgil van Dijk. But I don't know who's going to score their goals because I love one of their forwards, Memphis Depay. He's great. He's very flashy and flair-like player. But I don't know if he can score you a ton of goals to win you a World Cup or send you through in tight moments. We'll see. So, I mean, this group is wide open for me.
Interesting.
If I have to pick, I'm going to say
pick your 2.
Netherlands, Qatar, go through.
Really?
That's what if I have to pick, that's what I will say.
Okay. And that's what hard it is. All right. We will move on to the group that everyone cares about. Because Wales is going all the way.
I can't predict this group. England, Iran, USA, Wales, the World War group.
We're going to Iran.
I don't know. I've said it. I've looked at this team 100 times. I've said it. They win all three or they lose all three. And I've looked, honestly, I've looked at Wales' team. It does not look that good. It looks beatable. But I'm sure someone looked at our team.
Do they have anybody noticeable? Anybody?
Oh,
they have Christian Bale?
They have Christian Bale, yeah, not Gareth.
Wow. Okay, so... I mean, the USA doesn't have Tim Howard, so we're probably dead.
I'm okay with our goalkeeper. Matt Turner is very good. He's kept a lot of clean sheets when he's played for Arsenal this season.
Weston McKennie, so probably the best player. No,
on my jersey.
No,
Pulisic. He's the one. No. Weston McKennie is the one that I would be like, if I have to count on him to do his job at the highest level, like his specific role, yeah, I would say that. But that's because Pulisic's ceiling is so high. Honestly, it's so tough because I don't even know what our formation is going to be or anything like that. Like, I assume Josh Sargent will start at striker. I think. I'm not sure. I don't know if it'll be because I'm assuming Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams will start in the midfield.
Who's the USA coach?
Greg Berhalter. He's good. He's done really well in big games. I'll say that.
Right.
And every game in the World Cup is a big game, so we'll see. Like 3 straight games against Mexico, he has 2 wins and a tie, and 2 of those wins were in a final. So he's done well in the big games that we've needed.
Fair enough.
See, this is the thing. I want to say we beat Wales. I want to say on the 21st, if you've listened to this before the game, I think we beat Wales. If you listen to this after the game when we've lost, the ref cheated probably. I do think we can beat Wales. And I think beating Wales gives a huge, because this team didn't qualify for the 2018 World Cup. People, if they don't remember, in 2018, USA didn't qualify. And it's not like we have a tough qualification route, really. We play like Mexico is good. Costa Rica is good. They're in the World Cup here. Canada's good, but they weren't as good in 2018 as they are now. And then it's like Honduras, and there's all the other teams in like North America, Caribbean area is who we play. It's not like we're playing against Netherlands, England, Argentina, France.
Yeah, did we lose to like Brazil. Trinidad or some weird?
We don't need to bring that up. Yeah, it was bad. It was a whole. That wasn't the only reason. Like we got to the point where if we lost to Trinidad, we didn't make the World Cup. That's already bad enough in itself. But yeah, this team didn't make the 2018 World Cup. I think if they come in and win their first game, because there's going to be a lot of noise around this team. There already is a lot of noise because some people weren't happy with some of the selections, but it's always going to happen. Every team's going to have that. And I think a lot of people want to just hate the USA to hate the USA.
Sure. Who does... England's good, no? Didn't they? They were in
England.
What? It was them in. Who did they play in the One Cup?
So
England. They played Spain, right? Or no, Italy.
Italy. They played Italy in the Euro final. Lost on PKs.
Is that the same team, or am I wrong there?
It's mostly the same team, yeah.
Mostly the same team. Okay.
Yeah. 2018 World Cup. They went all the way to the semifinals. Lost to Croatia. Yeah. Lost to Croatia in the semifinals. And then I think that would be the only 2, right? 2016 Euros. They didn't really do much. Yeah. So the last 2 tournaments, England has gone to the Final Four. They have Harry Kane up top. He was the top scorer at the last World Cup. Some of his goals were pretty much just PKs and deflections, but you got to score them still. They have so much attacking talent. They have a lot of defenders get hurt, so that's our biggest hope, is that we can expose that. I'm trying to find where I put my list of England players I was going to look out for. They have a player. So Jude Bellingham, he's like 19, I think. Plays for Dortmund in Germany. Center mid. This kid is special. Like, Jude Bellingham, I think, could outplay our entire midfield on 1 foot. This guy is something else. Like when he played for like Birmingham City, which is in like the second or third league of England, and no one had really heard a ton about him. And then he all of a sudden like got this transfer to Dortmund. And Dortmund's known for like signing young players and then selling them for like 70 million to their rivals Bayern Munich. They just love to do it for some reason. So they signed him, and at the moment he left, Birmingham retired his number when he was like 16 or 17. And everyone's like, okay, like that's hilarious. You're going to retire a 16-year-old's number that played like 14 games for you. Like, let's chill out. Like, we haven't seen this guy. And like within the first season of him playing at Dortmund, everyone was like, all right, I take everything back. This kid, he should have his number retired for sure. Like, he's different.
Who was
the
that
international
again?
lights, Jude Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham. Okay.
Yeah.
Name to watch.
I will say the international lights are a whole different thing. Some players are just different for their national team.
Is he on this list you have here or no?
Yeah, it's just Jude.
There it is. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Next to him is I have Phil Foden on the list. Phil Foden is the Man City youngster who Pep Guardiola, he's the coach of like arguably the best team of all time with Barcelona that won 7 trophies, where Messi went off in all of his years.
Okay.
Pep Guardiola has called Phil Foden the most talented player he's ever seen. And he was the coach for Messi's 91 goal year. So.
And who does he play for?
England, Man City.
Yep. Oh, England. Oh.
He will be probably playing like right wing. That's my guess.
So basically what I'm hearing here is that England is probably going to come out of here as one of the teams.
Yeah. But England it's a weird team. They blow it at some point in every tournament. They haven't won a major tournament since like their World Cup in like 1960 or something, whatever it was. I forget the year now. And for being the country that invented the sport, not winning it for over 40 years, not that great. Or anything in general, like not even the Euros or anything like that. But they have so much talent. I just think our best, because Gareth Southgate is kind of like the English version of our coach, where like, he's the guy that has the job. He gets things right sometimes. And it's hard for us to sit here on Twitter and like yell at him and tell him he sucks, because like he's managing the England national team. So he's definitely qualified more than we are to some point. But that's just the part where you're like, I don't know if everyone else is like this with sports, but you look at things and you're just like, I don't understand how this guy has this job. Like, there are better people that could do this. Like, how do they not do better here? So that's my hope, is that, Gareth Southgate tries to overthink things and messes up a little bit, and that England have that meltdown just a little bit earlier than the last 4 spots. And their other issue is that they just have so much attacking talent that it's going to be tough for all of their best playmakers to be on the field at the same time.
Yeah.
And if we can get that right, hopefully, and expose the fact that they don't have their best part in because they're trying to do something else or try out a different thing, that's our chance to beat England, I think.
All right. So who do you have coming out officially? 2 teams.
If we beat Wales, it has to be us. It's going to be us and England, I'd have to say. But I don't want to take Iran lightly either. They're 2 forwards, Azmoun and Taremi. Mehdi Taremi could genuinely be the best player in this group. On like, not like on paper, but like he could come out as the best player in this group, because this team is going to run through those 2 players. England could run through a lot of people. USA could run through mostly Pulisic, maybe Weston McKennie, and a little bit of like Gio Reyna, maybe a little bit of Brendan Aronson, but we'll see. I don't know if Brendan Aronson's going to start, though. He's going to probably fall behind because his role isn't too defined with where he would fit in with Pulisic in the team, too. So I don't want to count Iran out. I think if it doesn't end up being England, USA, it's not going to be because of Wales. I think it's because Iran upset somebody. Not a cakewalk at all either. I'm just saying this, and it's probably back to my Packers prediction of saying, oh, yeah, NFC Championship, Packers. This could easily be back to that. I do think the USA can do it.
Okay, so
They've made runs before.
USA and England. We'll go with that. All right. Next group.
I'll take back my statement of only knowing one team that can be first in that group. I say Argentina tear through the group stage.
You think so? Really?
Yeah, I think they tear through it.
Mexico's not good?
I didn't say that.
Mexico doesn't have a chance. Sorry, let me put it this way.
I think
Mexico
in this
doesn't
group
have a
stage,
chance.
I
Or
think
even
during
Poland?
this group stage.
Doesn't Poland have Lewandowski?
Poland has. So you know how I said earlier that some players are just different when it's international? Lewandowski is one of those guys. Lewandowski is like a top 2 striker, top 3, 4, 5 of this generation for strikers.
He's fun to watch, man.
He's very, very, very good. He scores a lot of goals. For Poland, polar opposite type of player. I think he did really well in qualifying this year for the World Cup. I think he might have led the World Cup in qualifying and goals for Europe. I don't fully remember. But at every international tournament he's in with the Euros and all this stuff, he just disappears. Like, you never hear about him.
Really?
And I feel like this will be another one because he's already done a lot of that at Barcelona this season. He's been scoring in the league, like when they play the crappy teams that they have to play against every once in a while. But every big game he's played for Barcelona, he has disappeared. So it doesn't bode well for me to see this guy somehow go off in the World Cup. I don't think Poland has enough great talent around him either to keep him supplied, because he is one of those strikers right now at this age that like isn't going to drop deep and make the play happen himself. He kind of needs the service. I don't think they have that. Mexico, on the other hand, looks very good. They had a rough start to qualifying, but then they had a late surge and ended up, I think, maybe getting first in qualifying. Canada might not have gotten first. We were third, I know that. But it was all within like 1 point pretty much. But they had a late surge and they look very good now. I think they'll be solid. I don't know who their real star attacking player will be. Raul Jimenez is their striker. Sorry, I take that back. Irving Lozano will be their star player. I think it's on my list here. It's Lozano. Yeah. And for Napoli this season in Italy, he's had a very good start. Napoli looks like a very, very good team out of all of this just like random talent that's come up this season. Lozano looks very sharp. I think it could cause issues for Argentina's defense because that's the only part I'm scared about is their back line. Saudi Arabia, genuinely no idea. I'm going to put them last. Maybe Poland last. I think they probably could steal one off of them. I'm going to say Argentina, Mexico.
Who plays Argentina first?
I think it's Saudi Arabia. I think it just goes one place. The way it's listed right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, I guess that makes sense because USA does play Wales. Okay.
Let me just check. Yeah, they play Saudi Arabia, then they play Mexico, then they play Poland. So,
okay.
I think by the end of the Mexico game, they could clinch first place in their group.
So, tell me why Argentina is favored to win it all, I guess.
So, it's not going to angle right, but there's that jersey right there with Lionel Messi. That guy.
Torres?
Nope, the one right here that I'm pointing to. Yeah, that's Messi.
Oh, okay.
This guy's retired. He doesn't play anymore.
Yeah. What are you? Yeah.
So Lionel Messi, he's a pretty decent player.
So strictly off of that, that's it, or do they have more?
So Argentina just won the Copa America 2 summers ago, but the most recent one they won. I think Di Maria will play. If Di Maria plays, I think Argentina stays as a top 4 favorite. Because that guy is like if Messi's Batman, he's Robin pretty much. Like he kind of needs him to be who he is. Like the LeBron needs his Kyrie and stuff like that. That kind of thing. Like you could be a star all you want. It's a team sport at the end of the day. But like that's kind of Di Maria is that guy for him. But this season, Messi started the season off with 10 goals and 7 assists in the league. And that's playing with Neymar and Mbappe that he's already put up 10 goals. The 7 assists isn't the surprising part there. And in the Champions League, 4 goals and 4 assists. And that's in 5 games. Pretty decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's off to a very hot start. Argentina also just has like, they have Lautaro Martinez up top, and he's done very well for Inter. Joaquin Correa. Is my headset dying? I don't know. They have a lot of attacking talent. Their midfield is very good, and their midfield will, honestly, part of their thing is like, it is a mentality thing. This team would legitimately die for that man. If there was a bullet to Messi, going to Messi, a gun to Messi's head, all 25 of those players jump in front of it. I genuinely believe that. Yeah, this team would be ready to go to war for that man.
Okay.
They have a very good goalkeeper too, Emiliano Martinez. Pretty much half the reason they won the Copa America because his saves and PK shootouts were insane. He's gonna, if you watch Martinez play for Argentina, the goalkeeper, and they ever like go in on him, he's going to be talking crap to people. He loves doing that.
All right. I like it. Okay. So who do you have coming out of this group besides Argentina?
Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a plan. And we move on. Ooh. Can France repeat?
So, on paper, this one should be pretty easy. Yeah.
Can France repeat? They won 2018, right?
They won in 2018. There is a such thing as a World Cup curse, though. I think the last 3 or 4 winners after winning the World Cup have gotten knocked out in the group stage of the next one that came around. Germany won in 2014, and then in 2018 lost in the group stage. Spain won in 2010, and then in 2014 were knocked out in the group stage. And I think it was the same the previous World Cup before that for the last winner. So if we're going based off of history, France does not have a very good chance. However, I do think France can break that curse this year.
Interesting.
Denmark's team looks all right. Tunisia looks all right. Australia, they got handed a pretty nice group to try to break the curse.
All right.
I think it's possible. They probably get first. I don't know. There's a good chance they get first. The second team, I think it really just depends on which team shows up between Denmark and Tunisia. I'll probably just say Denmark because on paper they should go through. But I don't think Australia has a chance. I think they're just going to get destroyed in all 3 games. Although Tunisia didn't look that great the last World Cup either, but we'll see.
Okay, so France and Denmark. Mbappe looks good.
Mbappe looks good. He looks ready to score 18 goals.
18 goals.
That'd be insane, actually. But the highest, getting like a World Cup is like 6, 7, 5, 6, 7 goals. So anything above that, they're having themselves a year.
Interesting.
This group with Spain, Germany, Japan, Costa Rica.
This kind of looks good, no?
Yeah, Costa Rica will make it very tough on people. Keylor Navas is an insanely good goalkeeper, and I think he could frustrate some forwards here, especially if you're not bringing a true goal-scoring striker. Spain, it could be tough. So that's my worry for Spain is that they're gonna have to break down because Costa Rica sits deep. They defend with a lot. They are a very tough team to break down. Or they can be. Spain's probably pretty good at breaking down teams. It's they're always the team of like pass, do all this. So we'll see. I genuinely don't think they're going to score. They just don't look like they will. We'll see. But I've looked at their team multiple times, and I cannot pick out who can score them their goals. Germany, I've looked at. Their team looks terrifying and also very good for the future. Just to highlight a few names, there's Kerem Adeyemi. I think he's 19, maybe 20. And video game wise, he is heralded as like one of the top 3 youngsters, pretty much, or top 5. Like his potential in the game is insane. Like they have he's supposed to go to the top, is what they're saying, pretty much. And he joined Borussia Dortmund because that's what they do. They sign young players, and they all of a sudden just become beasts. And he's been doing very well this season. And then there's Yusufa Mokoko. So I don't know if I said that right, but this guy, 17 years old, plays for Dortmund as well, because why wouldn't he?
Makes sense.
My goodness, this guy, like, he doesn't play like he's 17. Let's see his stats right now. So as a 17-year-old, in 14 games, he has 6 goals, 3 assists. So he's been involved in 9 goals in 14 games, which is actually, because I'm going to make sure people understand this, that's a very good return. The people that, think it should be more goals and assists than games played, it's just because 2 people have set that standard. Messi and Ronaldo have set the standard to like astronomical numbers. It actually is okay. And especially at 17 years old and not even being the main forward. He's like the second, third choice sometimes. The kid's crazy. And then there's a third one, Jamal Musiala, plays for Bayern Munich and will eventually be teammates with Adeyemi and Mokoko when Bayern Munich eventually signs them. This guy, I think, is 19, something like that. Had the chance to play for England, but didn't. He chose Germany instead. And I mean, the amount of, I think he's leading Europe in goals and assists for like his age. He's 19, 9 goals, 6 assists. So he's been involved in 15 and 14 games. And the dribbling this guy has is insane. Like, he can just slice through a defense on his own. It's crazy. So I think Germany come through that top of this group because they also those are just the 3 young forwards they have on their team. I'm not even mentioning they have like 2 of the best goalkeepers in the world. Their back line is stacked. Their midfield is insanely stacked and dangerous, and their wingers are some of the best goal-scoring wingers in the world. Germany looks deadly. I'm even just going to say, so Germany gets through. I'm going to say, I don't know who, but I don't think Spain goes through. I'm going to say Japan or Costa Rica upset. I don't know who of those 2, but I think one of them upsets.
Got it.
And I think there's another upset alert coming in the next group too.
Next group: Belgium,
Canada,
Morocco, and Croatia.
I'll keep it short on Croatia. I think they get first in their group. I'll end it there.
Croatia does?
Yep.
They have Modric?
At first I wasn't big on their team. But then when it came out, because I was just thinking like the players were on Croatia, and I was like, yeah, they got a few good spots. But then their team came out, and I saw their midfield. Their midfield looks very, very, very good. I think they have one of the best midfields in the tournament. Their defense looks all right, and their forwards are actually pretty decent. So I think being able to outplay teams in the midfield, and the midfield they're going against to start out, it has Kevin De Bruyne with Belgium. Kevin De Bruyne's arguably one of the best players in the world. But I think Belgium look bad this year. I don't think Eden Hazard's going to be what I want him to be. Eden Hazard's top, probably my 3rd favorite player of all time. He's fallen off. He's not the same player he was. I don't think, because a lot of Belgium's runs came off of Eden Hazard playing at a top 3 player in the world level. Like in the 2018 World Cup, the guy was unplayable. You couldn't touch him. 2022 is coming around now, and he's not that guy. It's going to be very, very tough. And I don't see Belgium getting away with it because their forwards don't look that great. Their midfield looks a bit weaker. Their depth doesn't look very crazy. They have a very, very good goalkeeper. So that could be Kevin De Bruyne and Courtois have to be their saving grace. They both have to be at their game. But we'll see how the World Cup affects them. And then Canada looks deadly. They tore through qualifying in our area. Jonathan David is their forward. He looks amazing. Alphonso Davies, their star player, played in the MLS for a bit. Now he's at Bayern. Maybe the fastest player at the World Cup this year. He's a Swiss Army knife. You can put him center back, center mid, left mid, striker, anything. That guy's going to do. They have two of those players. There's Tejan Buchanan for Canada. He's, I think in one season, played 8 different positions for New England. It was crazy. And he got a big European move, and he's been doing well since then. Canada, I think, upsets Belgium and takes their spot. Morocco looks decent, but I don't think Morocco is there yet to be able to upset and take their spot. Could be wrong. Morocco has some decent players, some young talent, but I don't see them getting enough traction to make a run. So I'm going to say Croatia, Canada, and I think Belgium and Spain crash out early.
Okay. I like it. Canada does not have Jason Russell-Rowe, so...
They did not pick him.
Was he even like a shoe? I mean, was he even like considered? I mean,
nah,
no.
I don't think so.
Okay, it makes sense. Maybe next time. By that time he'll be a star.
He's still very young. I think Jake was saying he might be like getting called up to like the U19 Canada team soon. But
he's only like 8.
That's the
wait,
hope.
How old is he?
He's young. He's like 19, I think.
Jeez, that's crazy. All right, cool. On to Group G.
So originally my group here was going to be Brazil, Switzerland get through. I'm going to stick by Brazil. I've looked at the teams again. Switzerland's team does look very good. But I then re-looked at Serbia's team, and it looks very good as well, and I think they could do it. So their star player is Milinkovic-Savic. His name probably won't fit on his jersey. He's a big midfielder. Very, very good, though. He's very underrated, I think. Not a lot of people talk about him just because he doesn't really play for a big team, but he plays in Italy, but he's been destroying it there. And then they also have a good forward with Dusan Vlahovic. He's young, plays for Juventus. His first season in Italy, he tore the league apart, scored 17 goals to start the season, something like that. And then Juventus signed him, and he did pretty much the same. Didn't keep up the same pace, but he was just tearing through teams. And I think they have a few other things. Their defense looks all right. I don't know about their goalkeeper. I think they might have Dubravka. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong country. I don't know. But if I'm thinking of the right one, they have a pretty decent goalkeeper as well. But their midfield looks very good all around, and their forwards look good. I don't really know much about Cameroon's team. I can't really comment on it. I think it'll come down to when Serbia and Switzerland play, who comes out on top.
But you're going to go with Serbia?
Yeah, I'll pick Serbia.
Okay. Sounds good. I like it. Okay. Last group. Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea.
I don't see Ghana scoring a goal, honestly.
Oof. Stuff.
I think Ghana had a lot of players from Spain and England and a couple other countries that they knew they weren't going to ever make they weren't going to make Spain, they weren't going to make England's team, and they had ties to Ghana. They're like, let's all just go here and play. So there's a lot of new guys for that, and for some reason it just I don't see it clicking. I could be completely wrong, but I personally don't see that working, and I think they crash out, don't score a goal, and it's going to be very tough for them. And I don't think Korea does that well either. South Korea. I think Son will be back. He should play. He should be off of injury for the first game, I assume. But for some reason, I also just don't see it working for them, and I think Portugal and Uruguay go through.
Okay. All right. Well, give me a winner.
Overall?
Well, I guess we can go through the next. So Group A would play Group B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me pull this up just so I can see how the bracket would really work. So if I put Netherlands 1 and I put England and USA through, who do I think is the 2 seed? I would say USA as the 2 seed. Probably. Yeah, USA 2 seed. So it's Netherlands, USA, and then England versus Qatar. England beats Qatar. I think the home team run ins there. I don't think anything goes. I don't think they go past. Even if we play them, I don't think. I think Qatar doesn't make it past the round of 16. I don't even think I'm being biased by saying it. I genuinely think Netherlands also crash out early. I think no matter who they play England, they play Iran, they play USA. I think they go out early. I don't think Netherlands makes it. So I'd say we beat Netherlands. England beats Qatar. I stand by that.
Okay.
Which would then pit Argentina against Denmark and France against Mexico. Easy win for Argentina, and I say a not so comfortable win for France. I think Mexico makes it difficult, but I think France come away still.
And let's see.
Because I think once France breaks that World Cup curse and they get out of the group stage, I think it's just down to who can stop them at that point.
Okay, hold on. So Argentina and France. Okay.
Then it would be Germany, Canada, and Croatia, and I'll just say Japan. I think Canada will be on a high from their World Cup run that they're on, and then Germany comes through and just wipes them off the board. Not even close.
You said Germany, Canada would be the...
Yeah, I think Germany wipes the board, wipes the floor with them, and Croatia, Japan is not bad, but I think Croatia come away.
Croatia. Okay.
And then it is Brazil versus Uruguay. That'll be heated. That's a big South American rivalry. I think Brazil walk away from that one.
Yep.
Get a win there. And then it'll be Portugal versus Serbia. I think that's where Serbia's run comes to an end. It'll be tough, I think. Portugal will make it tough on themselves, probably. Ronaldo will get double, triple teamed the whole game, maybe. But I think Portugal win that.
Okay.
And that then makes it so 1A, please.
So England, USA.
Well, no, this, they'd be on once you go on opposite sides of the bracket. So 1A goes over here, and yeah, you wouldn't play your group person until the final.
So USA. So okay. So USA would play.
So it would go. England would play. The winner of B plays. So England will play France in the quarterfinals. And I say France there. I think I can't predict how that game would go, but I think France wins that.
Okay.
France is down a couple of midfielders from their 2018 run, but I think Mbappe runs through that defense. And then USA would play Argentina, and the USA win. No, Argentina. Messi he's going to look at that MLS back line. He's just going to tear it apart. I don't think we have a chance against a big team.
Okay.
Then it is. Let's see. 1E plays 1G. Oh. Is that how that works? Good night. That's an early game for that to happen. So that means it's Germany, Brazil, if I'm doing this right,
Wow.
in the quarterfinals. Because there, I had my four are like Argentina, Brazil, Germany, France. Like those are my four that I could win it, I think.
Wow. So Germany,
Which
Brazil.
means I got to have them play in the quarterfinals in the last 8. Last time Germany and Brazil played in the World Cup, Germany won 7-1 in the semifinals with no Neymar on the field. It's different. Neymar's on a whole different level this season. I don't think that German back line stops Neymar at this moment. But there's also Germany's attack against Brazil. This is my gut answer. I'm going to say Brazil.
Got it.
Which then means Croatia, Portugal. And Portugal is getting a much easier run than I really thought they would.
Croatia, no?
I'm gonna say Portugal.
Wow. So, wow. Okay.
Which means we're 2 results away from the world-breaking game.
So your final. So just to recap, your final 4 is France, Argentina, Brazil, and Portugal.
Yep.
Okay. Let's continue.
Yeah. So it's France versus Portugal, and then Brazil versus Argentina. So I have it set up no matter what to be South America versus Europe in the final.
What did you say? You said France versus who?
France versus Portugal, and it's Argentina versus Brazil.
Argentina, Brazil. Okay.
So the 2019 Copa America final, maybe 2020, was Brazil, Argentina. Argentina beat them 1-0. I think it is possible for Argentina to beat them. But my gut is seriously telling me Brazil is just that team. So I'd say Brazil in the final.
Okay.
And then I would love if Argentina could win, because then on the other side right away I would just pick Portugal, because everything in me wants to see
the
Argentina, Portugal,
yeah.
Messi, Ronaldo final. I would love to see that. I'd accept the fact that Ronaldo could win a World Cup final for Messi. I would be, if that was the last game I ever watched in my entire life, I'd be happy. Like, that's the pinnacle of this sport against each other in the biggest stage, and probably their last one ever.
I won. Sorry.
You're good. But I can't pick Argentina over Brazil, and I definitely can't pick France or Portugal over France. So it's gonna be Brazil, France in the final.
Wow.
Yeah. I think the last time that happened, Brazil won. And I think we're going to repeat history, and Brazil's going to win the World Cup. Neymar's going to win the best player, and then he will win the Ballon d'Or.
Brazil.
That is my prediction.
Okay.
And if you want to, if on the U.S. side, I genuinely think we can win the group. It's possible. I think it's more realistic for us to say we'll just get out of the group. And I honestly don't think, no matter what side of the bracket we get, no matter where our path goes, as long as there's no big upsets in front of us, we do not make it past the quarterfinals. Because I think our route either way is going through Argentina or France, pretty much. There's the possibility that if there's some upsets in the group stage or something like that, or we get on like a certain side of the bracket and then there's an upset later on, we could play Mexico in the knockout stages. And that's our biggest rival, obviously. There's the whole USA, Mexico, all that stuff. It's huge. It'd be crazy. It would be crazy.
Bro, I would love
if I got to see a USA Mexico knockout stage game and a Argentina Portugal final. Pretty cool.
I want to see USA Argentina. That'd be cool.
I've seen it a few times before. It's not pretty.
Interesting.
It's,
all right.
Yeah.
I like it. Are you confident?
In my predictions or in the US?
In your predictions, let's go that.
My predictions, honestly, it's pretty standard. Besides that, I think Spain and Belgium walk out early.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't really think I made any big claims. I mean, people will probably look at Poland and go, "Oh, Lewandowski, he should destroy." But that's the only other one. But even if you know a little bit, like Poland doesn't really ever look great, and Lewandowski doesn't look great for Poland. Those are my 2.5 big guesses. And then I guess maybe France going through because history tells us they're not going to. But if we lose day one, then yeah, we're out. It doesn't matter. We're done. Lose to Wales, it's over.
Interesting. Yeah, on
it's not mathematically over, but like
on sheet 2, I kind of did what you said. It's pretty disorganized, but it's there.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. I see it.
I wish it was a little bit cleaner, but it's there. So,
it's fine. Yeah. So that's my World Cup. All that this really was is you just listening to me for almost an hour, probably talk about what I think is going to happen. I don't know if I breathed at any points.
Well, I'm giving my prediction.
Here we go.
Jake picked Germany. You picked Brazil. I'm going Argentina.
All right. So you're sticking to what you had earlier.
I'm sticking with it. I want to see Messi. I honestly, I'm going to be brutally honest, haven't watched Messi play like probably a full soccer match. So I'm stoked. I'm stoked to watch it. And yeah.
It's gonna be huge. Like there's a few 5 a.m. games that I'm gonna wake up for them. Like I'm going to watch
5 a.m. games?
That's how it's the World Cup, man. It's every 4 years. This is the World Cup.
Is it?
I don't know if we're realizing this.
Is it weekdays, weekend? When is it usually?
It's a lot of weekdays, yeah. There's some weekend games. I think the finals on a weekend though, at least. And one of the semifinals might be. I don't know if both are. But like it's the World Cup, man. Like the whole entire world watches this.
I know, dude. I'm stoked. This is my first real. Well, no, I take that back because I did watch when we first moved into senior year. I watched the Bayern Munich. Was it Bayern Munich PSG?
Yeah, that Champions League final. The COVID final.
Yeah, so that was my first real taste of watching soccer in for more than maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, you watched a COVID final pretty much because that was that.
Yeah.
Now you get to watch a full-blown U.S. tournament.
I'm excited. So now I'm going to go into work tomorrow and talk to the people that are interested in this as well and use all this info and act real smart. And now I'm excited. So
they're going to be like, what are those takes? Those are terrible. Lewandowski's not going to score?
I'm pumped. So, yeah, it should be a good time. Good talking points.
I'd be interested to see what everyone else thinks about it. Like if you watch on YouTube or anything like that, or if you don't watch on YouTube, when you hear this, if you listen to it, I want to hear your predictions. See if you care about the World Cup. See if you are going to watch it, care about it, or I don't know what you think is going to happen. Because I think it'd be interesting.
Good time.
Don't comment too late, like halfway through the tournament, and then start calling me out because then I know you lied. You cheated.
Love it. All right. Yeah, I think that's good. I think we hit on pretty much everything. I think I like your we talked about the curse, we talked about the Messi Ronaldo final, which would be insane. That would be absolutely insane if that actually happened. Yeah. We will see. I'm excited. I'm gonna learn more about these players. Heck yeah, dude. And
it's gonna be fun.
Let's have Christian Pulisic score 10 goals.
Gosh, I hope.
Can't wait.
It'll be good. It'll be good. I'm actually very excited for it, but the U.S. scares me this year.
Yeah.
It's a very young team. I think we have the youngest team at the World Cup.
Really?
Germany might be rivaling that by pulling up all these like middle school players, but we'll see.
Right.
I don't know what the exact number was, but going into it a while back, we were supposed to be the youngest team, so we're probably top 3 in youngest if we're not the youngest. So it'll be interesting. Get ready to see some Brendan Aronson. Name you're gonna hear.
I'm excited.
I think that's all I got.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
F1 next week.
Ooh, F1. I'll tell you what.
Get ready for some more sports because I won't have much to say on that.
I'll tell you what.
So Noah's get to take over.
Little teaser. F1 is very interesting right now. Very interesting. There's a lot of drama going on. They're heading into their final race of the year, and there's a lot of drama. So definitely some storylines to watch.
What we like to hear.
And we'll definitely talk about it. So
yeah, that one will be more of a review than preview like this was because we'll be filming it after it's over.
yes, but we can preview next year. Should be interesting. Give you a little.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'll be fun. Fun. So, all right, yeah, man. Watch the World Cup. Excited for it. Go USA.
Go USA.
Let's win all of it.
Let's win the world.
Let's win the world
again. All right. Well.
All right. We'll see you guys.